Slasher films have been a prominent subgenre of horror cinema for decades, and within this realm certain iconic characters have risen to legendary status. Freddy Krueger, Jason Voorhees, Michael Myers, Ghostface and Leatherface are some of the most recognisable figures in the horror genre. This video will undertake a comparative analysis of these slasher icons, exploring their origins, movie franchises, cultural impact and the question of which one stands out as the most iconic slasher of all time. Let's get into it. Freddy Krueger. Created by Wes Craven, Freddy Krueger made his debut in 1984's A Nightmare on Elm Street. He stands out due to his unique ability to attack his victims in their dreams, blurring the line between reality and the dream world. Freddy is known for his charismatic and sadistic personality, often taunting his prey with dark humour. The Nightmare on Elm Street franchise includes 9 films, a television series, and a crossover with Jason Voorhees. While some sequels were less well received, Freddy remains a beloved and enduring character. His wit and striking appearance made him a pop culture phenomenon. His iconic glove with razor-sharp fingers and the nursery rhyme 1, 2, Freddy's coming for you are widely recognised. Jason Voorhees. First appearing in the 1980 film Friday the 13th, Jason Voorhees is known for his relentless pursuit of vengeance, often using a machete as his weapon of choice. His iconic hockey mask became synonymous with the character, even though he didn't don it until the 3rd installment. The Friday the 13th series boasts 12 films, including a crossover with Freddy Krueger. Despite fluctuating critical reception, Jason's brutal killings and his status as a horror icon endure. Jason's hockey mask is instantly identifiable, and his name is synonymous with the Friday the 13th franchise. His silent, lumbering presence has left a huge mark on the genre. Michael Myers. Introduced in John Carpenter's 1978 classic Halloween, Michael Myers is the embodiment of pure evil. His distinctive white mask and slow relentless pursuit of his sister, Laurie Strode, have made him an enduring figure in the horror genre. The Halloween franchise features 12 films, a remake, and a sequel to the original John Carpenter movie. The 2018 reboot was actually a significant success, revitalising the franchise, bringing forth a brand new trilogy, which some will argue massively decline in quality. But anyway, Michael's mask and eerie theme music are iconic. His influence extends beyond film into Halloween culture, with countless costumes and homages being seen every single year. Ghostface. Ghostface is unique in that it's not a single character but rather the identity adopted by various killers in the Scream film franchise, starting in 1996. The mask, a white face with black eyes and a screaming mouth, became instantly recognisable. Ghostface is known for self-awareness and subverting the horror tropes. The Scream franchise currently consists of 6 movies. Known for its self-awareness and clever commentary on the genre, Scream has maintained its relevance. Ghostface became an emblem of meta-horror, symbolising the genre's self-awareness. The mask is simple yet chilling, and the Scream series is revered for its commentary on the horror cliches. Leatherface. Leatherface is the main antagonist in the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. He is a hulking, mentally disturbed killer who wears a mask made from human skin and wields a chainsaw. Leatherface is based on the real-life serial killer Ed Gein. The Texas Chainsaw Massacre franchise includes 8 movies, a remake and a prequel. The 1974 original is considered a classic of the genre. While subsequent installments vary in quality, Leatherface is a symbol of raw, visceral horror. His grotesque appearance and brutal methods have left an impact on the genre. Though he may be less instantly recognisable than some of the others, he's still iconic. Now, determining the most iconic slasher horror icon is subjective and can depend on individual preferences. Each of these characters has left an indelible mark on the genre and popular culture. Freddy Krueger stands out for his unique dream-based horror, while Jason Voorhees and Michael Myers are celebrated for their relentless pursuit of their victims. Ghostface is known for his self-awareness, and Leatherface represents raw, terrifying horror. Ultimately, their combined impact has solidified the slasher subgenre as a cornerstone of horror cinema, and each of these icons holds a special place in the nightmares of fans around the world. But there can only be one. And while a case can certainly be made for each, I genuinely believe that there is one true icon. So now that I've introduced the contestants, let's rank them. Number 5. Leatherface. While many of you may disagree with me for this, as Texas Chainsaw Massacre probably has the scariest movie franchise out of all other slashers on this list, I don't really think he compares to the others. Terrifying in concept and delivery, he doesn't really follow the same slasher tropes as the others, leaving him at the number 5 spot on this list. Number 4. Ghostface. In each film of the Scream series, a new imitator assumes the persona of Ghostface, but it's Billy and Stu from the original who stand out as the most memorable Ghostfaces. These 2 characters are etched into the history of horror. Both of them are huge horror aficionados with a vendetta against the main protagonist, and they actively conspire to manipulate her into transgressing the rules they've established for their murderous spree. Their method of alternating the Ghostface persona between themselves to confuse their identity, enabling them to commit additional killings while also having an alibi, was genius. Their profound understanding of the horror genre, adept use of its tropes, and the legacy of copycat killers they inspire subsequently establish Ghostface as an unconventional master of horror. Number 3. Freddy Krueger. Freddy Krueger stands apart from the other antagonists due to his unwavering control over his actions. He commits acts of violence because he desires to do so, and even after his demise, he transforms into something even more malevolent and takes pleasure in his actions. Freddy possesses the remarkable ability to manipulate his surroundings at will, assuming any form he chooses. He can seamlessly shift from appearing as a beloved figure to transforming into a colossal serpent, or even exert control over individuals like a puppeteer, before ultimately snuffing out their lives. While the later films in the series introduce elements of elaboration and humour, Freddy remains terrifying because there is simply no escape from his clutches. Unlike other horror icons, his victims need not venture to locales like the Bates Motel or Camp Crystal Lake to encounter him. They merely need to drift into slumber. His capability to strike at the most vulnerable moments and his sadistic delight in doing so solidify Freddy's position as a true slasher icon. He mainly sits at number 3 because, well, a lot of Nightmare on Elm Street movies just weren't that great. Number 2. Jason Voorhees. Jason is known for his ingenuity when it comes to executing his victims. While the Friday the 13th films may be relatively straightforward, Jason displays an artistic flair in his methods. Although his trusty machete remains his primary weapon, he has demonstrated a startling array of diverse killing techniques. This includes punching a man's head off with startling precision, contorting a man in the confines of a bed, completely splitting a handstanding man in two, and brutally dispatching a woman enclosed in a sleeping bag against a tree, among numerous others. Jason's extensive repertoire of inventive kills serves as a compelling draw for fans who eagerly flock to theatres for his films, solidifying his status as one of the greatest slashers in history. Number 1. Michael Myers. Now, while Jason Voorhees showcases creativity, and Freddy Krueger boasts a charismatic personality, Michael Myers epitomizes the quintessential slasher figure. As the primary antagonist in the Halloween franchise, Michael is a mere embodiment of relentless menace, driven solely by the urge to kill. His approach is stark and uncomplicated, an emotionless visage concealed behind a face mask, draped in a one-piece attire. Armed with a menacing butcher knife, Michael possesses superhuman strength, inexhaustible stamina, and an uncanny ability to move stealthily, ensuring his effectiveness when stalking and dispatching his victims. What renders Michael truly terrifying is his complete lack of relatability. In contrast to Jason, whose motives can sort of be comprehended, and Freddy, who exudes charisma and wit, Michael lacks any trace of humanity or motive beyond the compulsion to kill, accentuating his malevolence. He has taken countless lives, yet his impetus remains singular, unbridled slaughter. Michael stands apart as a manifestation of pure evil within a human guise, impervious to reason or negotiation. The absence of any discernible emotion or motive amplifies the chilling nature of this character, epitomizing the dread of confronting an emotionless, mechanical presence. Michael Myers' capacity to terrify through his expressionless, ruthless pursuit, driven by the simplest yet most horrifying methods, firmly establish him as the icon of the slasher genre. Now, of course, like I mentioned earlier, this list is subjective, and most of you will probably have a different order, but hopefully you can at least understand some of my reasoning. But either way, let me know your list in the comments down below. Are there other slashers that you would include over the 5 that I've picked? Again, let me know in the comments. Thank you so much for watching, don't forget to lock your doors and bolt your windows, and I'll see you next time on Dead Scared.